Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to call the June 16, 2026 council meeting to order. Madam Clerk, pledge please.
Please stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Councilman Astor.
Present.
Councilman Wright.
Present.
Councilman Chowley.
Present.
Councilman Johnson.
Present.
Councilman Ricks.
Present.
Mayor Bodier.
Present.
Police Chief Perry.
Present.
City Attorney Scott Stansberry.
Present.
Myself, Karen Eustace. Clerk is present. Mayor's announcements.
Okay. I just wanted to welcome everybody to the council meeting. Let you guys know school's getting ready to get started, so please pay attention. I know it seems like the summer's going by really fast, but and also do me one favor. Let's make sure we're keeping them drains clean. The rains we've been getting have been pretty intense lately, and so let's keep an eye out for it. Madam Clerk, let's proceed with the council meeting.
All right, we had a special presentation.
She's on the way, we can skip it.
Okay, skip.
Till she gets here.
All right, we're gonna skip her. She's on her way. Approval of minutes. Reading of the minutes of the council meeting on June 29th, 2026.
Can I have a motion by Councilman Buddy to approve the minutes? We'll open for public hearing. Now we're going coming forward. I'm sorry, reading of the minutes. We'll open for public hearing. No one coming forward. We have a second by Councilman Johnson to dismiss with the reading of the minutes. All in favor?
Yeah.
5 yeas, 0 nays.
Approval of the minutes of the council meeting on June 29th, 2026.
Okay, so can I have a motion to approve the minutes? Motion by Councilman Asbill to approve the minutes on July 1st, 2026. We'll open for public hearing. No one coming forth. We'll close public hearing. We have a second by Councilman Ricks. All in favor?
Yeah.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk.
Communications, reading of the minutes of the planning and zoning meeting on July 1st, 2026.
I have a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes by Councilman Buddy. We'll now open for public hearing. No one coming forth. We'll now close public hearing. I have a second by Councilman Chatelain to dispense with the reading of the minutes. All in favor? 5 yeas, 0 nays.
Approval of the minutes of the planning and zoning meeting on July 1st, 2026.
We have a motion by Councilman Ricks to approve the minutes. We'll open for public hearing. No one coming forth. We'll close public hearing. We have a second by Councilman Johnson. All in favor?
Before we go, I'd just like to comment, we had 5 members that were absent, we didn't have a quorum. So, you know, we've got issues with our volunteers showing up on our boards, we're all aware of it. It's pretty disappointing.
So if anybody would like to volunteer for planning and zoning or advanced board of adjustments, we have openings. We will move it around.
Okay. All in favor for the dispense with the approval of the minutes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay. 5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk.
I was told our special presentation is here, so we're gonna go back to special presentations. Blaine Benj Moncrief, candidate for 24th Judicial District Court Judge, Division H.
All right, hello everybody. My name is Blaine Benj Moncrief. I'm running for 24th Judicial District Court, Division H. Thank you guys for letting me come speak tonight. I have been practicing law for 18 years. I have experience in both criminal and civil law. I have worked for small businesses, my own LLC, the District Attorney's Office in Jefferson Parish, and now at Kuwait Partners. My practice right now mostly involves, my practice right now is mostly civil. I do insurance defense, sheriff's office defense, and parish government defense. I'm also a qualified mediator. I've mediated more than 300 cases. Before working at Kuwait Partners, like I said, I worked for the Jefferson Parish District Attorney's Office, where I was a criminal prosecutor. I started in child support enforcement, then I moved on to juvenile delinquency, then the family violence unit, where I specialized in domestic abuse cases, then to the felony trials team, where I managed criminal dockets and also was a member of the violent crimes trial team, which means I've tried first-degree murders, first-degree rapes, armed robberies, child sex offenses, multiple defendant crimes, and during that time at the DA's office, I practiced in all 16 divisions attendance of the 24th JDC. I'm qualified to start on day one and help keep Jefferson Parish safe. I have, like I said, both experience in criminal and civil law. That's important in Jefferson Parish because Jefferson Parish District Court is a court of general jurisdiction. That means the judges handle both civil and criminal cases. I live in Metairie with my husband and 4 children. They attend St. Catherine of Siena. I'm very active in my church and school community. I've been a Girl Scout leader, Boy Scout popcorn colonel, and a merit badge counselor. And I currently serve as the service unit administrator for Girl Scouts Louisiana East. And I also sit on the board of directors of the Delaware Corporation. The election is on November 3rd. I would appreciate your support. My website is voteforblaine.com if you want to learn more about my candidacy or my campaign. Thank you guys so much. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much, Blaine.
Thank you.
We'll also, while we're here, we'll also invite anybody else, any other candidates in the room up that want to come and discuss and announce your candidacy or anything like that. Feel free to come up and discuss it now or wait until the end.
Hi, good evening, Mayor, council members, and residents of Harahan. My name is Linda Domingue, and I live at 189 McHugh Drive. Today I am here to announce my candidacy for City Council. My current service on the Planning and Zoning Board reflects my dedication to our community and my ability to devote the time and attention necessary to serve effectively on the City Council. I am committed, accessible, and ready to serve our town. I am running because I believe our community can still be one of the best places to live, work, and raise a family. We have a strong foundation, but there is always more we can do to improve our neighborhoods, support local businesses, and provide excellent services for our residents. When elected, I will work closely with our mayor and fellow city council members to make responsible decisions that keep our city on budget while continuing to invest in the services and the infrastructure of our community needs. I believe good government means working together, listening to the residents, and putting our community first. My campaign is about building a stronger future for everyone. I am committed to being accessible, transparent, and accountable, and I will always work hard to earn your trust. I would be honored to have your support, trust, and your vote. Together, we can make our community one of the very best places to live and call home. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Madam Clerk, we're going to move on to resolutions.
All right, resolutions. The following resolution was offered by Councilman Chatelain. Proposed resolution 2026-10, a resolution providing for canvassing the returns and declaring the results of the special election held in the city of Harahan, state of Louisiana on Saturday, June 27, 2026, to authorize the renewal of a special tax therein.
Okay, we'll now open the public hearing. If anyone wants to speak on proposed resolution 2026-10, no one coming forward, we'll close public hearing. Council discussion.
I would just like to just point out the vote count, that there were 1,047 votes cast in favor and 531 votes cast against.
I would just like to mention, again, I want to thank the citizens of Harahan for passing this millage. It's very important that we maintain our police department and continue with the service that we get from our police department. Chief, I want to thank you again. You and your police department doing a great job. Y'all doing keeping Harahan safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Johnson. Okay. We have a motion by Councilman Chatelain. So we vote on this? All, sorry,
Yeah.
offered by Councilman Chatelain, second by Councilman Johnston. All in favor?
Yeah.
5 yeas, 0 nays, Madam Clerk.
Okay, ordinances for approval. Proposed ordinance 2026-6. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Asbill and seconded by Councilman Chatelain. An ordinance amending ordinance number 1333, the comprehensive zoning law of the city of Harahan, relative to height regulations for single-family residential structures in the R-1A single-family residential district.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll open for public hearing. Anyone who speak on proposed ordinance 2026-6, please come forward. No one coming forward, we'll now close public hearing. Council discussion.
Councilman, this went to the Planning and Zoning Board on July 1st. I went and presented the ordinance. Unfortunately, there wasn't a quorum, but I did want to update you on their thoughts on the ordinance if I can. So they had some of the same questions that we had as a council as far as what are the setbacks, where would this be allowed. I also presented them with the proposed amendment language that I will actually send one down to everybody. And they seem to think that the proposed amendment language addressed their concerns, but unfortunately they weren't able to vote on it because there was no quorum. I did tell them that it is the council's decision whether or not this is deferred until after they try to consider it again. I'm in no rush to do this. You know, there is no ulterior motive for me to get this done faster or sooner. And so if you would like to defer it until after they get a chance to meet on it and vote on it, but those who were there, their questions were answered by the proposed amendment to it.
So we have a motion by Councilman
I'm
Asble.
not making a motion to defer. I told them that it would be up to the council to defer it, so somebody else wants to make a
I'll make a
motion.
motion to defer it.
Okay, Councilman Johnson made a motion to defer. Do I have a second to defer? Second by Councilman Chatterley.
Can we have discussion on deferral? I just hope that we can get a quorum at the next meeting, so that we can eventually vote on this. Otherwise, I will ask that it be voted on without consideration of planning and zoning.
Fair enough.
All in favor to defer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 yeas, 0 nays, Madam Clerk.
Now, question, you handed us a second ordinance with the amendments.
Those amendments are not,
We haven't approved the amendments.
we have not, no.
Okay. You
Those-
want to approve the amendments tonight? No. Okay. We would defer it, we'll do it
We
later.
defer the whole thing, yeah.
Okay.
And that'll give you time to look at the amendments and discuss them in the next month or so.
Yeah, well, I can tell you up front, I'm against 45 feet.
Oh, I know.
Okay? So I'll tell you up
Understand,
front.
understand, thank you.
All right, Madam Clerk, proposed ordinance 2026-20.
Change is hard, change is hard.
Proposed ordinance number
That's not true.
2026-7, the following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Asbill, seconded by Councilman, who was that one? Bricks. An ordinance amending chapter 19, chapter 50, and chapter 58 of the Harahan Code of Ordinances to declare a nuisance for certain parking, vehicle obstruction, right-of-way, and nuisance violations, to authorize designated code enforcement officials to issue notices of violations, to provide for regulatory court jurisdiction over violations, to provide for abatement, towing, removal, storage, disposition, and cost recovery, and to provide for other related matters.
Okay, anyone want to speak on proposed resolution 2026-7, please come to the podium. No one coming forward to the podium, we'll close public hearing. Council discussion.
Council members, this is an ordinance to authorize our code enforcement, in addition to our police officers, to write tickets and get vehicles towed for nuisance vehicles and vehicles that are parked illegally on the right of way and whatnot. This is something that the code enforcement officials have been asking me to do for some time now, and I told them that I would present something to the council for their approval. This is very similar to the way Orleans and Jefferson handles these issues, that allow their code enforcement officials to go out and write these types of tickets and take care of these types of issues. Because as much as we love our police department, it is hard for them to do everything we ask them to do. And so this is supplement. The important thing to note is this does not in any way, and you can see it in a couple of different spots in here, take any authority from the police chief or his office to do what they need to do as their job. It also does not give code enforcement officials general policing powers. It's simply so that they can write code violations, not traffic tickets, on vehicles that are nuisance or illegally parked, to go to the regulatory court, not traffic court. Yes.
So does this, are we covering, like these lifts down here in the corner by the senior center in that parking lot? Is this, as I see it says automobiles?
It's abandoned and unused, wrecked, all types of vehicles, boats, trailers, taken care of.
So we're covered.
You talking about junk?
Yeah, it's junk vehicles that take.
No, what if it's not a vehicle? It's just
What if it's
junk?
equipment?
Oh, yeah, it's,
Equipment.
that's already covered in our ordinance.
Okay.
That's already covered in our ordinance.
Because, I mean, that's ridiculous right there, what it seems.
I agree.
Don't we have him cool?
Take your shoes up.
There, what I passed down to you, Mr. Buddy was generous enough to look over this over the past couple of weeks and had some suggestions for amendments. And so the blue lines are what Mr. Buddy and I discussed as amendments, and I am in favor of all the amendments. They do nothing but make it more clear and on how this is enforced and where it's enforced. It's not a whole lot of amendments. And then the other thing, the amendment on the bottom, on line 117, which is on the second page at the bottom, it takes out any duly commissioned officer of the Harahan Police Department. So I was adding that language in. I don't need to add that language in because it's already in our code that they can write these tickets. So I don't want to muddy it up by including any police language in here except that we're not taking away their current powers and duties.
A question?
Yes, sir.
The duty of the police department is to handle all things on public right of way. They don't go on private property. That's the city's regulatory department that goes on private property. So that's not changing, correct?
That's not
I haven't
changing.
read the whole thing. I just got my agenda yesterday, so I haven't read the whole thing. It's my bad. But I appreciate it, strengthen it. I like to strengthen it. Chris has read this. He's the one that advised you to do this. I appreciate strengthening our laws to make it harder and make it stricter for people, because it gets tiresome and aggravating that we have things going in the city that aren't enforced.
Yep.
I think we covered, a lot of things already covered that we're just not enforcing, but we have a new regulatory guy that he's doing a good job. He's going out there and the regulatory department's better than what it was before, because they're out there enforcing the rules. So, and by strengthening the rules, I'm in favor of this. So I'm glad you're doing this, make it stronger, but understand the chief only goes on public right away. He does not go on private property right
This does not change anything that
Okay.
the police can or cannot do.
Okay, because I haven't read, and it's my bad, I haven't read the thing word by word yet. I read some of it, but not all.
Understood.
Can we make sure we have that on record? Mr. Johnson agreed with Councilman Asbill?
Let the record show.
I read most of it, but not every
No, I want to
word.
have it on record that you agreed with Councilman Asbill.
Yeah, I did.
That's not usually.
That's not
That's not usually.
It happened.
Once
Yes.
I do.
So-
I agree once.
So
Yeah, the blue moon.
I do make a motion to amend to include the amendments that are that have been reduced to writing in the packet that I sent down there in blue.
So we have a motion to amend
Second.
proposed ordinance 2026-7 as amended and hand out and noted by record of the clerk. But I'm gonna let Councilman Johnson second this one, if you don't mind, Councilman Buddy.
I haven't read the amendments because I just got handed it, but I would trust Councilman Buddy and Councilman Asbill that it's good amendments, so I'll second.
All in favor, and to say yes, all in favor?
Would you like to go through the amendments one by one?
If
No,
you
we're
want
good.
to,
5
that'd be
yeas.
fine. If you want to take
Mayor,
it.
do we have, open it up to anybody wants to speak
On
on
the public
before we
one.
vote?
Anybody wants to speak on the proposed amendments? If no one coming to speak, we'll now close public.
Well, they
hearing.
don't, people don't have the amendments. I think maybe you read the
Okay.
amendments out.
So I will go through the amendments quickly. Line 117, we delete subsection 5, which is deleting the words any duly commissioned officer of the Harahan Police Department. Line 251, add the words and / to make it read and or person in control. Line 373, add the words inoperable or unused.
Where's that? Which?
Line 373.
What we doing, 373?
Adding the words inoperable or unused vehicle.
Okay.
Just expanded the definition.
Lines 380 and 381, adding the words or persons so that it can be forced against any person or persons so that multiple people may be held accountable.
I'm more, I shouldn't have the old one, I should just go to the new one that's already in
The
there.
new one's already, you know.
It's blue line. It's blue line.
You got the
Or
blue
red
line?
Yeah, I did that.
Okay.
I got the old one with it. I'm right to the, okay.
Next one's gonna be
62. Abandoned.
Just take it. Yeah, we got it.
Again, just expand the definition.
On 462, we add the word abandoned. I think that's it.
That's it.
Okay, that's fine. So my second is good.
Yeah, move to approve as amended.
All right, did we vote on the amendment yet?
I thought so, but we'll do it again.
Yeah,
Okay,
right,
so
now you
then-
can vote on it.
All right, Madam Clerk, we want to move to approve proposed ordinance number 2026-7 as amended. All in favor?
Yeah.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Thank you.
Proposed ordinance number 2026-8. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Chatelain and seconded by Councilman
Second.
Ricks. An ordinance amending Chapter 2 of the Harahan Code of Ordinances to require a centralized financial transparency page on the city's official website.
Okay, anyone want to speak on proposed resolution 2026-8? Public hearing is now open. No one coming forward, and that public hearing is now closed. Council discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to know, and I'm not against this, but just explain to me what's this?
It's gonna be easy to find the financials. Right now, if you go to the city website, it's there. You just gotta dig all over to find it.
Right.
It's fine.
This will be more transparent, easy to find. Public would be able to look it up a lot easier.
Okay, I just,
Councilman Edgefield, were there amendments
Yes, sir.
for this? Oh,
they got amendments to that?
he's got amendments.
Got amendments coming around?
Yes, sir. Look at the red line, the blue line.
Blue lines.
Put that one down.
I can throw this away.
Well, if we pass.
If we pass.
So, I wanna, thank Councilman Chatelain for being the leader on this and asking for my help on getting this done. I think it's a great ordinance. He had a great idea to get this done, and he asked me to put some words on paper and help him do that, so I was happy to do it. Since then, Councilman Buddy and I also got together on this ordinance, and Councilman Buddy provided some great, amendments to what we had. And so those are blue lined there for you, and I think it again strengthens it. And these are more substantial than the other ones, so I would like to go through them. And as Councilman Chatelain already said, in my opinion, 90% of this stuff is already on the website, you just gotta dig for it. So this is gonna make it more accessible and easier to find for the public, and honestly, for us, because I was looking for some stuff a few weeks ago and couldn't have a hard time finding it. So, so in addition to the city-issued procurement notices and solicitations, we're also going to include on the transparency website the responses to those solicitations and public bid options, and how the vendors and contractors responded. You'll see that a couple times throughout reference, first on line 24 and 25. Line 47 and 48, this takes out a little ambiguity, because we were given the option to make it or some other reasonably prominent location on the city website. So let's just take that out, put it on the main navigation menu, and be done with it. Lines 65 through,
52.
no, I'm sorry, 53 is basically the same amendment up in line 24 as far as the responses to public bids. 65 through 67, including the annual audit financial statements, included in that would be all the management responses and reports that go along with the audit. So there are the financial statements of the audit, but there's also all of the responses that the mayor and the city administration put together to those, for those. Line 75 and 76, again, is carrying down that public bid response packages. Line 89 through 91 are adding an additional option, understanding that some of this stuff does not come to the council. So the original ordinance said that it should be posted on the website within 3 business days of it being sent to the council. Some of this stuff doesn't necessarily come to the council. So now it's submitted 5 business days after the acceptance of a bid or quote. So if the mayor accepts a bid or quote, he should send it to the clerk to post it on the website within 5 days. Line 110 is just a chronological order issue.
Councilman, can we back up for just a moment?
Yes, sir.
And we talked about a lot of things that you and I discussed, but going back to line 88 and 89, I would think we want to say the earlier occurring of in line 89. Just, now, you're the attorney, so I'll go with your wordsmithing on it, but what we're saying is that it's going to be posted the earlier occurring of these events, right? Is that the intent?
That is the intent, yes, and I did leave that out, and I apologize.
So,
So after the word, so we have the blue line, or open parent 2, closed parent, 5 business days of acceptance of any bid or quote by the city and or mayor, comma, whichever occurs first,
that'll work.
period. Thank you, Mr. Clerk.
Very well. Thank you. Put this together.
So I'll tell you that lines 43 through 137 are the actual ordinance language that will be codified in Municode. The rest of the ordinance is regarding the implementation and posting of the things. So,
There was a change, sir, on 110, line 110.
yes, sir, the chronological order, yes. And then the biggest change back here is on line 162 and following. So 162, so we're requiring some of this, we're requiring everything from October 1st forward be posted within the deadline. Before that, there's an initial posting schedule of what we should post of past stuff. And so that is outlined. However, 162 and 163 clarify that if the city wants to post it early, and they can, then they should. So there's nothing prohibiting them from posting it early. And then section 3 is a new section, and it adds to the ordinance the responsible party for this. And as the keeper of the records, the city clerk is responsible. I would imagine that the city clerk would send it to the website guy or send it to the deputy municipal clerk if there's ever one appointed to get that done and designate those duties over time. So, and it just requires that the mayor, the administration, all the department heads cooperate with the city clerk to be able to, so that she's able to do her job in getting this as a public record on the website.
Question?
Yes, sir.
Who's the city treasurer?
So
Who is the city treasurer?
there is no city treasurer.
Well, that's what I was asking.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I'm asking.
it should say, and thank you for, that's a change I need to make. It should be the finance department.
Thanks.
Yeah. So we would amend city treasurer to finance department.
Good catch.
I'm good.
Do we want to appoint a city treasurer?
I mean, I'm good with it. No, I'm just saying. I'm good with doing this.
Okay, so you need a motion to amend?
Move to amend as shown in writing and discussed.
Okay, we have a motion to amend 2026-8 by Councilman Asbill, second by Councilman Ricks. This is to amend. All in favor?
Yeah, again, you have to open it up for
I'm
public
sorry.
comment.
Open up the public hearing. Anyone want to speak on the amendments? No one coming forth. We'll close public hearing. All right, all in favor to amend?
Yeah.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Now we want to vote on the ordinance as amended. We'll open for public hearing. No one coming forth. We'll close public hearing. We have a motion by Council Chatelain, second by Councilman Ricks to approve. All in favor?
Yeah.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk, please note for the record.
And before we move forward, I'd like to give my thanks to Councilman Chatelain for proposing this ordinance.
Great job.
And Councilman Asbill for taking the lead in drafting it. This is a transparency ordinance, and I think it's one of the most profound ordinances we've passed in 7.5 years. And it's good government at its finest. The residents will see how and when the city's spending the majority of the money. There'll be no what happened here and what was this for. It'll all be posted, it'll all be public. This is really good, transparent government. I don't know if anybody's got anything better than this, any other municipality. They may have something that equals it, but they don't have anything better. So this is, I think, an outstanding proposed ordinance.
I'm gonna say,
I wanna thank you for it.
when I approached Councilman Asbill to help me do this wasn't necessarily for the public. It's for the public as well now, it's to make it a lot easier on us too.
Yes.
You wanna go to one spot, I don't wanna have to dig at 7 different spots to find something. So, it's gonna move forward, it's gonna help the citizens see what's going on, it's gonna help the future council and mayor move their projects forward as well. Thank you.
That's why I voted for it, transparent.
Madam Clerk?
Ordinances for introduction. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Asbill. Proposed ordinance number 2026-9, an ordinance amending Chapter 38, flood damage prevention of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Harahan to establish additional floodplain management standards concerning hazardous materials, repetitive flood loss, and enclosed areas below elevated buildings, to require non-conversion agreements and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. We have no old business, new business number 1, monthly financials.
Before Walter begins this evening, I'm gonna make a statement about one, commending Councilman Chatelain on his ordinance and transparency. We hear the word thrown around so much. And for me, I'm just glad that we've actually stepped up to really set it out there to make sure that we're heading there, that we're leading others in doing so. People don't really understand the word transparency. It seems to be just a government term that people use sometimes as a weapon, but we're using it as a positive, and I want to commend you on that. But I also want to commend Walter Olef and the work that he's been doing here at this city. It has been incredible, the things we're doing, introducing AI into our website, making things a whole lot easier. We're one of the first municipalities, if not the first municipality in the state of Louisiana to do so. And just giving us real clarity when it comes to forecasting of where we're going and what we're doing. He's an incredible gentleman to work with. I think he's an asset for the city of Harahan. He will certainly be accoutrement to the next mayor for sure. And I just wanted to say thank you. I know you spent a lot of hours. We have a lot of phone conversations after hours, and I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. I appreciate that. Before we go ahead and get started with this month's report, I think it would behoove us to kind of recognize some of also the individuals. First is the police chief and the assistant police chief. We spent 4 hours today going over all of the year-to-date police financials, everything that's come into the police department, everything that's going out, discussing what's needed as a department, discussing some of the challenges that we've had from finding additional revenue sources, but also really understanding the needs of the department and strategizing ways that once we move into the next budgeting season, which starts next month, which is probably the earliest that we've ever done it, we are ensuring that all of their needs are being met first and foremost, but also how can a strong police department help all other respective departments as well. It's a 4-hour meeting. Certainly it's not always fun to talk about finances for 4 straight hours, but I can assure you that it was a very productive conversation. So Chief, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate that. Also, they've received, and this is again at the urging of Councilman Chatelain and Mayor Tim Baudier, that report. So everything that they've ever spent so far year to date, everything that they brought in year to date, they have a line-by-line detail with the invoice number, the vendor ID, who the vendor actually was, if there was a respective vendor, the day that it hit the GL, and exactly what account it was posted to. So talking about additional financial transparency, understanding that we're putting this out for public consumption, but providing that additional support and detail for transparency each department is something that this administration is certainly supporting. And then lastly, Mr. Buddy and I, we met yesterday for about 2 hours discussing our capital projects, in our capital fund. And I think we've answered some questions regarding our state matching commitments, providing, again, additional detail and transparency. So that's going to be presented next month along with our FEMA position and exactly where we're at regarding receiving FEMA funds, reimbursements from Hurricane Ida. So it's been a very, very busy month. Also, when you factor in the July 4th holiday, but appreciate your staff, sir, and of course, all the respective departments for their assistance. All right. So with that being said, we're performing extremely well. When you look at our year-to-date, because we're at the halfway point of the year as we closed out June month end, we are ahead of our revenue schedule in comparison to last year, and we're below our expenditures, our cost schedule in comparison to last year as well. There's a few reasons for that. The first is that, one, our sales tax are performing better than they were last year. That's something that we've seen in the past. We've reported on that the past couple of months, but that trend continues, which is certainly a positive thing. But we've also started distributing our police millage, and we're thankful that passed early. We've not done it this early, so that is starting to hit the Department 112, which is the police department's revenues, and also our fire sales tax, again, performing extremely well. We're starting to pay that out to the fire department a little bit earlier ahead of schedule. From a revenue side, we had a few revenue misses, and this is just a timing issue. For our franchise fees, specifically with Cox and Entergy, we get those on a quarterly basis. We just didn't get the second quarter. I think we're expecting to get that here in the month of July, if not early August. It's just a timing thing. We're not expecting to receive it. So you would notice that we're a little bit below the schedule in terms of years past. And again, it's just a timing issue. And regarding our group hospitalization, which is our medical insurance and some of the other police retirement matches, again, just a retirement issue where some of these things happen in the middle of the year. So when the bill actually hits us and it posts to the GL, that might get moved over to July month end, or it might be in June month end. So the numbers are a little wonky, but we'll true up towards the end of the year, and there's no risk to being overspent or underrunning that budget at all. The biggest hitter for this month was that we had over $400,000 in expenditures regarding the new playground. That is something that we did budget for. We also received the first half of that grant, so I think it's a $710,000 total project, of which we are receiving $610,000 from other sources. I believe that's at the state. $100,000 of that is coming out of our capital fund. So we're getting a $700,000 project for only $100,000 of taxpayer costs, which is, I think, phenomenal.
Thank you, Councilman Esvelt.
Those are your executive summaries.
So I just pretty much noted a lot of what's on the executive summary, but at this point, I think that answers the biggest news hitters of the month. Also, continuing to work and looking at the remainder of the year, what we're forecasting as we're at the halfway point. Next month, we're going to start our first ever long-range plan, working with each individual department. Again, this is spearheaded by Councilman Chatelain and Mayor Tim Baudier, saying, what do we actually need in the next three years? If the police need 5 more vehicles, what do we need to do to start saving now to ensure that we have the funds in year 3 to make sure that we can pay for it? It's not always an easy conversation. We're starting it in early quarter 3 because it's going to require a fair bit of work. But as we continue to push forward, at the end of the year, we're going to have the FY27 budget and a forecast based on department needs approved by the council of what should be expected to be spent for the next 3 years, and that'll be ongoing on a rolling basis. So I'm very much looking forward to working with the administration and each department on that effort.
Walter, I have a question. You compared current year revenues collected and expenditures to prior years, to last year's.
Yes, sir.
Our budget was not necessarily equal to last year's expenditures and revenues. There's some significant differences. Have you had an opportunity to compare those numbers to our budget?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've not identified any risk in terms of any major overruns. We did talk that there is some, I don't want to say risk, but there are certain instances in which we might overrun significant budgets, one being in the police salaries expense. I know that the police chief is working to bring on some new full-time equivalents to make sure that we try to hit that target, because we don't want to be understaffed as well. Right. We want to hit our budget targets, but there's no risk of any overruns outside of the things that have already been mentioned in previous years, to include the insurance expense. No, we're actually performing ahead of schedule on our revenue.
Across the board?
Across the board.
There's nothing that's coming in less? No?
nothing of major concerns. I mean, we might be off a few bucks here and there on certain things, but there's no major, we're actually performing extremely well, all things considered. We've collected more on our garbage fees, our sales tax, and people have paid our property tax, so that's a benefit as well.
Thank you.
So I would point out to the council and to the general public, when these start getting posted online, one of the things I really like about the format that this is now presented in is in the last column on this general fund revenue and all the fund revenues, is there's a flag column, and it's formulated so that it automatically flags things to watch that are favorable or things that are going to require a budget amendment. And so I really appreciate that detail on the sheet that you send out. I would, if we can, like to spend some time talking about tab 7 on the spreadsheet and other funds expenditures, because this is something we hit on last month, about things that are coming out of the capital fund and that were not approved or budgeted. And I'm seeing, 5, 6, 7 things now that are coming out of the capital fund as expenses that are listed as unbudgeted or don't have a budget with them. So I think the council needs to fully understand, because this is directly controlled council funds, in the capital fund, the council needs to fully understand what these things are that are coming out of the capital fund. And why they're coming out of the capital fund. I know that you might not have the answer of why they're coming out, because it's an accounting issue of why they're coming out of there without council approval. But do you have any information about what some of these things are? Is it easy to pull up like that? Or
It is. We can certainly take it one by one. Would you like to do that?
let's do that.
Okay.
So I'll just start with line 32 is a wind retrofit grant expenditure. I was under the impression that grant was abandoned and not going to be used, but for some reason, there's $8,400 coded to it.
I'm pulling that up right now, Councilman, so just forgive me. Yep, so this hit June 2nd, so it was actually in the month of June. This was for the GOS HEP wind retrofit grant. This was an expenditure paid to Myers Engineering in the total of $850. And there was a few other ones as well. Looks like all Myers Engineering.
Is that grant going forward?
No, but those are past engineer expenses that were done prior to y'all abandoning that project.
How long
So they
ago?
still have to be paid. I'd have to look at the invoices.
So
That grant's been floating around.
they will, I'm sorry, they will
Oh, yeah,
pass
y'all did approve like a capital line. I don't know exactly what the amount was. So there is an ordinance that goes with those.
And that's, maybe it's just coded to the wrong line. And so,
maybe the schedule wasn't, our capital master schedule wasn't updated to reflect an ordinance. I think it needs to be looked into.
yeah, I'm looking at what Walter sent out this afternoon on what the most updated June close financials are. There is something budgeted in capital for $10,000 that's not used. Maybe it belongs in that line item. So it may just be an accounting. But there's also, right below it, there's engineering fees that are unbudgeted for $12,000. So now we're at $20,000 of unbudgeted engineering fees, basically, because the other ones were Myers engineers.
And by unbudgeted, we mean the council didn't approve.
Correct.
And it could be just line items, because that could be for sewer. We don't know that answer.
But then it should be
Under sewer.
under sewer, right? Because that's something else I've got down at the bottom of line 50. And I know I mentioned this one to you earlier, was $24,700 on line 50. It's budgeted to capital outlay sewer, but it's for a Shannon Lane drainage study. That's unbudgeted. So the moral of the story here, right, guys, is that we need, and I'm gonna keep going. is there's a couple of things here that, there's, $10,000 in general government that's unbudgeted and spent in, so far. There's $25,000 that's coded to capital outlay police that was unbudgeted. There, of course, is the $276,000 that was capital outlay highways that was unbudgeted. And then there's the $25,000 sewage unbudgeted. So we're looking, you know,
I think some of those are CDAs that are technically considered capital outlay, and it'll be a wash to the account. She might have coded them to capital outlay, because it's capital outlay CDAs. But like the 25,000, like senior center, we got half that funding. We should be getting another 25,000, and it would be a wash completely.
right, so I didn't include the senior center.
But I think one of those police items you mentioned is the same thing.
Well,
That's correct.
what would be done in that respect, I believe, is that stream of revenue, grant funds, would go into our capital funds.
I believe it is.
And then it would come out of the capital. It would be in our,
So.
I don't have that
It's just
actually,
not
but I
mine.
believe it is
I
going
know,
in.
I get it, but in a perfect world, what would happen is what happened with the recreation line item on line 46. Last year, at the end of the year, we knew we had $710,000 out there laying around for playground. We put in this year's budget, and now we can spend it, because the council has approved the revenue, they've approved the expense, and now we're spending it.
matched.
Correct.
Right.
So, I guess we need to get it through, I guess the accountants or the accounting department or whoever it is that's doing it, is that nothing, in my opinion, should be coded to the capital fund until there's a corresponding ordinance, whether it be the general budget ordinance or a budget amendment ordinance.
I agree 100%. And I also want to add that it's my opinion that those numbers have to come out of there until the council discusses it and decides if they want to approve those expenditures. Spending ahead of approval is unacceptable to me. I'm one council.
Me too.
Yeah, and just provide additional clarity, again, a big thank you to Ms. Carey and Ms. Sheree, who's the finance supervisor. We talked at length regarding all the CEAs. I think there's an opportunity for us to have a better process of CEAs. Mr. Buddy, you and I have talked hours regarding this over the last 2 months or so. So we're implementing a new process in which if there is something the CEA, be it at the city hall level or with the police department, we're gonna have one central repository so we can quickly identify all of our state matching funds and what is expected for our contribution, but also an ongoing tracking of those expenses to include sometimes we have unallowable expenses.
And I agree 100% with that, but this also applies to things that will not have.
Agreed, I agree, I just wanted to provide that additional clarity.
The money should not be charged against the capital fund unless the council has approved a specific ordinance.
Right.
And if we have a revenue stream associated with it, they would be matched together,
It'd be a wash.
and we would see a balance in the capital fund. So, but again, it's all, the accounting's gotta coincide with council approval, otherwise there shouldn't be anything charged against that account. Charge it somewhere else, but don't charge it against the capital fund.
Sure, yep.
And there is an ordinance for the Shannon Lane drainage study. for
So it should, so I thought so, but it, for whatever reason, it's
It's not recorded.
it's recorded as sewage instead of drainage, so that's, I knew we didn't approve any sewage,
Okay.
capital outlay, so it's just coded.
Yes.
Okay. That's it, I'll get off.
Okay. Just for, again, additional context and clarity, I've created some additional reports just to help me do my job a little bit. If that's something that the council would certainly like to understand what our non-general fund transactions are, so anything that's coming out of, anything not 010, I'm happy to provide that as well as an additional supplement. I also just don't want to over inundate the council because it's already a lot of spreadsheets and a lot of numbers. But if my resource assists the council and the mayor, then that's certainly, I'm willing to provide. It's already available, and I'm more than happy to send it out.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'd like to add a comment that, and it kind of mirrors what the mayor said about the work you're doing for us. We're making great strides in very short order in the improvements in the finance department. And you're a driving force behind it, and very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
All right, Madam Clerk, new business number 2.
New business number 2, high and low ABO high and low content ABO application for Hickory Cafe LLC located at 1313 Hickory Avenue for William Cooling and Michael Saxer.
Anybody want to speak on new business 2? Public hearing is now open. No one coming forth, public hearing is now closed. Council discussion?
I believe it's just a change.
Chief, as I understand it, they've met all the qualifications.
Yeah, it's just a change, there's a new owner. They had it before.
But
It's a new owner,
they've
but
made all the
They've
necessary
met all the
approval
requirements
processes,
from the state.
and you're good with it.
Yes.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Yeah.
5 yeas, 1 nay. Madam Clerk, new business number 3.
New business number 3, St. Rita Open House sign placement approval. St. Rita is having their open house on October 22nd and would like permission to place signs at the following locations: Jefferson Highway and Hickory Street, Jefferson Highway and Chrysler Street, Jefferson Highway and Colonial Club. She never did get back to me on when she's gonna place them, but it's usually like a month before, so probably around September 22nd.
Anyone want to speak on new business number 3? Public hearing is now open. No one coming forth, public hearing is now closed. Council discussion?
My only comment, I'm not opposed to this at all, but my only comment, in some instances in past years, those signs have been posted close enough to the intersection that it literally would block the view of turning traffic somewhat. So if we could set them back away from intersections, same signage, move it back so turning cars don't have their vision blocked at all, obstructed by the signs.
If they set the signs and we notice that, or anyone makes us aware of it, I mean, we'll have them moved and
And if we,
directed in another direction.
and I'm not sure who in the city is communicating with them on that, but if we could just tell them to consider that, so I'd hate to have to go move a sign if they could just take care of it on the front end. So, I mean, I'll be happy to make a call if we know who.
Oh, I got Ben puts them up, I mean,
Yeah,
I can
just,
talk to him.
you know, because I will certainly do what you're suggesting if I notice it. But I'd hate to see anybody have to go move a sign if they could have just known it might be an issue ahead of time.
Not a problem.
Madam Clerk?
I would,
We need to vote on
yeah, do we vote on it?
I'm sorry. All in favor?
Yeah.
Yay. 5 yeas, 0 nays.
I move to amend the agenda to add new business number 4, planning and zoning board appointments.
All right, we have a motion by Councilman
Resignations.
Asbill to add, planning and, to amend the agenda, adding
Second?
new business,
Number 4,
number 4.
planning and zoning, resignations and appointments.
All right, and we have a second by Councilman Buddy. We'll open for public hearing. No one coming forward. We'll close public hearing. All in favor to amend the agenda?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? I don't understand, what are you doing?
I want to put on the agenda so that we can appoint new members.
Next month.
it. It just
Next
stays
month.
on the agenda.
And we do have a resignation. We announce the resignation and make it open.
All right, I'll go ahead.
All right, all in favor, 5 yeas, 0 nays, Madam Clerk.
Okay, new business number 4, planning and zoning resignations and appointments.
So I know we got a letter from Nate LaPree resigning from planning and zoning board, and so we have an opening. If you would think of anybody, I have somebody in mind if we want to consider it, but we can wait until next month to announce if we like work. Or we can make the nomination now and let you review it for the next month and maybe vote on it next month.
I have someone send me a resume, I can send that to y'all, let y'all look over it.
Okay.
But we open for more people, if
Yeah.
someone else wants on.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to be on planning and
Can you
zoning.
guys share?
We just need people to show
Share
up,
the
I guess.
names now?
Mine's Mr. Lionel Hotard.
And mine is Jimmy Dudenhoff.
I mean,
I think both men are knowledgeable in construction, or something similar, and they are willful volunteers, willing to show up to the meetings and get the work done.
Mr. Lionel was in real estate for 40 years.
Yeah.
can we make a motion to get this done? So we can get some of these things done on our agenda?
I think we can, the next meeting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, yeah, first reading, so.
Yeah.
You wanna do it now, or you wanna?
I mean, I think we need to get
I'd rather
somebody
give
in,
the resumes to them.
I think we need to get somebody in so we can get some of these things pushed through.
So I'll make my nomination and defer the vote for next month.
That's fine.
I could do the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I want y'all to have the resumes to look at and make sure.
That's fine. I'm
Somebody
just saying,
else.
let's get it moving because we're working out
Okay,
time.
so we have a nomination by Councilman Chatelain for Mr. Lionel Hotard and a nomination for Councilman Asbill for Jimmy Dudenhofer pursuant on resume review and council discussion and vote next council meeting, which is the third Thursday of August. Don't know the date on hand. But- All right, Madam Clerk, address the council.
Can I just add something there? In the appointment of Jimmy and you,
Lionel?
Lionel, are we holding up anybody who's in the process of construction right now by not having these people in place?
Just hold up my 45-foot ordinance, that's all.
That's it.
No, but I mean, we're not, I guess what I'm asking is,
No, they definitely
on a
have.
serious note, are we
I don't think we
holding up
are. No.
anyone?
No,
in
we
the
have enough
process?
members, we have enough members if they show up.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just want to be sure that,
yeah,
you know, I don't want to hold up anybody for 30 days without cleaning up,
agreed.
you know, a mess, so, okay.
Thank you.
All right, Madam Clerk.
The next meeting is August 20th. Secretaries, I'm sorry, address the council.
Okay, if anyone would like to address the council, please state your name and address at the podium.
Good evening, Spike Kiddock, update on the Harahan Senior Center. Good evening, Mayor and council members. I'd like to give you an update on the Harahan Senior Center. Our membership continues to grow, and we are now serving approximately 30 to 40 seniors each day. It's 42 today. Our members are enjoying a variety of activities, and it is wonderful to see so many people participating in building new friendships. The Adelaide Mall Thrift Store is also doing well. Our dedicated volunteer workers, hard every day, truly enjoying staying active while giving back to our community. The camaraderie among the seniors is remarkable. There is a genuine spirit of unity and peace, happiness, and joy throughout the center. It is a blessing to witness. We also have an increase in the event rentals. We just had 2 showers, real beautiful. They're on Facebook if you want to see them. And we have 2 more rentals for the rest of this year. Hopefully we'll have more. We sincerely thank the mayor and the council for continuing support, which helps make these improvements possible. Our restroom renovation is nearly complete. We have just a few minor punches list items remaining, and the finished product looks very beautiful. We are very proud of the improvements. Finally, we'd like to extend an invitation to each of you to join us for Free Food Fun Friday, tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Our seniors always enjoy y'all's visits, and they appreciate the time that you spend with them. You are also welcome to the Harahan Center anytime. Thanks again for your continued support of our seniors. God bless y'all.
Thank you.
Any questions?
No, I would just like to say, thank you to Spike and Miss Sandy for managing the restroom renovations over there. I agree, they came out beautiful. So yeah, good job there in managing that and getting it done for us.
Yeah, and the workers at Adelaide's Mall all volunteer, correct?
Everybody at the senior center is a volunteer. Nobody gets paid.
So I just want to give them a shout out because my son and daughter went over there and they bought a chest. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. So if you have some time, I mean, go visit Adelaide's. There's a lot of gyms up in there, and the ladies would love to see y'all.
Also, I guess this is addressed to the mayor. I had asked to talk to Walter about the budget for the senior center, and I was told that you're the only one that can tell him, and you can talk to Sandy and myself.
All right, we'll take care of it.
All right.
Hey,
Thank y'all very
did you
much.
want to mention the senior gala?
The
It has
senior,
nothing to do with that.
That's different organization.
They don't have nothing to do with that, Mike.
I
we
thought-
want to include it. All right, thank y'all.
All right, no one else coming to address the council? All right, we'll close address the council. Madam Clerk, Secretary's report.
Secretary's report for June 2026, total revenues is $629,683.06. Reports.
Good evening. I'll be short tonight. Well, now I'll be longer, Jason. Just, first of all, I want to thank the public again for the confidence in passing that millage. That was a crucial piece of funding that was really necessary. So really appreciate the citizens showing the support for the police department. Second of all, I want to thank Walter. Like I said, I know everybody's been talking, but we had a long 4-hour meeting. We got to know each other a little more. I think we have some common interests in future planning of how to save some money and not spend it just because you got it. I come from the business side, not only law enforcement side, but from the business side. And I think we've come up with some good ideas on how to save some money to the taxpayers. Again, this is not my money. It's not this council's money. It's the citizens' money. We need to be responsible. I would encourage all the citizens to come to these meetings, look at the budget, find out where your money's being spent. It's important that you know where your money's going. Third, school's getting ready to start again, like the mayor said, in a couple of weeks. Just start preparing yourself for that. Watch the school zones, they're getting ready to open up again. I know they keep starting school earlier and earlier, so I think it's the second week of August. Again, I want to keep in our prayers. We've had too many law enforcement officers killed over the last couple of weeks. We just had a U.S. Marshal killed in Alexandria doing his job. We need to keep our law enforcement and our first responders in their prayers. Fourth, I would ask the council, we're getting more and more calls on these mini dirt bikes. I would ask the council to come up with some ordinances to give us some more teeth, that we can start enforcing more of these kids on these bikes. We can go ahead and start charging them, seize their bikes, and have their parents come, and then they're gonna end up in juvenile across the river. I would encourage the parents to be more responsible with their kids and these bikes. Somebody's gonna get hurt. Somebody posted on Facebook, I was told, the other day that kids were running the stoplights and stop signs, and they almost got hit. So just be more responsible as a parent. Talk to your kids so that we don't have to put them over in juvenile and have a juvenile judge talk to them.
Chief, on that subject, do you know any municipalities that have adopted any?
None right now. I've talked to.
St. Charles Parish, I thought I sent it to you. I know I sent it to you. I was gonna read over that and see if we can kind of look at some of that and see where we can adjust.
Well, I know NOPD's been putting out more public service announcements to be more responsible there. We're all having problems with it. I've talked to Senator Talbert and I've talked to State Rep Big about putting some state language together on some ordinances, because we don't want to see a kid get killed. We don't
And
want
where I was
somebody to get
going
hurt.
with it, along the lines of your suggestion, if somebody's got a template we can start with.
Mhm.
We're not
Right.
inventing the wheel, we're gonna find two.
And I've talked to Jenner, I've talked to Gretna, which we got to talk to all the chiefs.
But
and,
St. Charles Parish may have something on the book.
Yes, I got a copy. I mean, they just adopted something. I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
That way we can work together, like I said,
Yeah.
just have some template to go off of.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any real strict areas we can hit them on, because that's the problem the states have in trying to put something in place.
But I know that in the next legislative session, talking to Senator Talbert and Rep Big, they are going to try to put some language together to make people more responsible.
I mean, we all having a problem. They ride these little scooters at the playground through the grass, tearing up the fields and everything else, which, I mean, I don't need an ordinance for that. I mean, that's basically vandalism.
Right. So, like I say, we're out there, but when we do get these complaints, I need the residents that's calling in to be the complainant. Don't go anonymous, and then by the time we get there, the activity's gone. So we need the public to work with us on that. And I want to mention too, for the folks who live on Stoneley, we've had 2 removals of 2 alligators. One was in somebody's pool, and then there was another one that was lounging at Norton and Stoneman.
Wow.
So we had both of them removed, but you just need to be careful walking. I don't know if there's a nest on the other side of the levee or what, but we had 2 of them within 2 hours had to be removed the other day. So just be cautious when you're out walking, your kids or dogs or whatever, just be careful. If you do see them though, definitely call the police department, because we do have a person that is on standby that will come out and remove them and take them to another area. So with that said, we had 755 calls for service last month. We had 7 traffic accidents, 81 issued tickets. Patrol requests, we had 10. If you are going on a vacation or going to be out of town for a last minute break, call and put a patrol request. Let us know you're going out of town. We'll keep an eye on your property so you can go have a good time on your vacation. We did 401 resident checks, 1,068 business checks. During the month, we had 382 traffic enforcements. We had 66 medical calls throughout the city. We had 28 residential and business alarms go off. We had 6 stolen license plates that hit on our flock camera system. And we had 2 stolen vehicle alerts hit on our license plate readers on our flock system. So we had 10 total vehicles that had stolen license plates or was a stolen vehicle that came through the city. I know they were able to make 1 arrest that JP had the other day. They picked the car up at Causeway, at Clearview and Hugh P. Long, and they ended up making the stop at Bailey and Jeff. So camera systems are working. They give us additional eyes. Since we are short-handed on police, we need those cameras to help visualize and let us know where things are happening. We had 54 charges last month, 8 felonies, 24 misdemeanor, and 22 city charges. We had 39 fugitive people that didn't show up for court. They have attachments. They were stopped in Kenner, Gretna, other agencies, and we have to reissue them a new court date. Again, I keep harping on it. I need that jail open, because if I put you in jail, you're going to want to get out, so you're going to pay your fines, and you're going to show up for court. It sounds like a bad record. I know I got beat up on Facebook last month by some people. Look, you can beat me up all you want, but you need to come pay your ticket. You need to come face your consequences. We had 1 rape, we had 4 assaults, 3 thefts, 2 attempted thefts, and 1 extortion on a scam call for a resident. With that said, again, school's getting ready to open. The Harahan Police Department is here in full. We are short-handed, but when you call 911, we will show up. Whether we're underpaid, under budget, we're going to show up to handle the call that you may have.
What's the holdup for the jail? Was it a toilet?
It's toilets.
What's the status of that?
We've had multiple plumbers come look at it. Some of them don't want to deal with them because they're so old. They say they can't get parts for them. They don't know if they could probably fix it, but they can't guarantee that it's going to work. Well, I need a guarantee that it's going to work.
So is there a new toilet that would fit? I know it's a crazy, the way it's set up.
It's a stainless steel,
I know it's a
non-breakable.
high back
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, there's a faucet on the
It's
back.
very complicated, but I think we just need
Well, we
to
can
bite
get
the
them
bullet and
from
figure out where to buy a new one.
what I'm learning is going to be about $11,000 for 2 toilets, which is crazy. I mean,
Does it
but
come with a
they're-
bidet?
Jason, when you get a quote and present it to the
well, we
council,
have a quote that was received, it was right at $11,400.
that installed.
That includes the toilet installed and everything.
So we'll look to see if we can figure out where to get them funds.
Yeah.
Just don't take out the capital.
We're gonna look and see if we
Well-
can, if we go through the right
You
process.
gotta put an ordinance
We're
together.
gonna look and see
Well,
where we can
again,
find the
I
funds.
talked,
You gonna put it back up?
Chief, is it a state approved thing?
it's for DHH for prisons, lockups, holding cells and that type of thing. And again, I did have a long conversation with Walter. The toilet issue came up. I'm at a point, Walter and I agree, if I can come up with the money out of my budget, I'm ready to buy the toilets. I need that jail open. I need that as a deterrent.
Yeah.
But
I'll have an
it
ordinance
needs to
in
be done.
place
hopefully the council will back us, we'll find $12,000.
Pull it out of capital.
Yeah,
Pull it out of capital. If they pull the money out of
We'll figure it
capital,
out.
I'll second that.
We had one of our officers make a stop the other day, and the guy said, so you just gotta give me another court date. It was his 8th citation, and he didn't show up, he doesn't show up before it. But if I put you in lockup
We'll fix
for
that.
72 hours, you either gotta pay the fine, or you.
I think there's.
Chief, we'll have that addressed next
I
month.
think the council's gonna give you what you need to get that
100%.
remedy.
When they come in and you take them to jail and they pay the fine, it goes to our general fund. We're gonna find the money to put it towards it.
Look, I just looked it up on ChatGPT. You can buy these Brightex stainless steel toilets for $2,100.
Well, it's gotta be a backflow. There's a couple of different
I'm sure they don't
issues.
make prison
Yeah, we gotta
toilets for
figure it out.
houses.
Work it
That's
out.
the
Get
prison
it to
toilet.
2,100.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, the installation, not $5,000.
That's the quotes that we got, I'll provide you those
Yes,
quotes. Thank
right.
you.
Thank you,
Chief, I need to ask you a question.
Yeah.
People ask me, they had a cross on Hickory. They had said somebody had gotten hit by a car and was laying on the side of the road in the 500 block of Hickory.
That was a construction, a road worker.
Road worker. Did he
Construction
die?
worker. I don't believe so.
No.
Okay, because they told me that, and they said they had a cross on the
The
road.
cross has a picture of a dog on it.
Huh?
The cross has a picture of a dog on it.
What was it, dog?
In the same second
Well, the
area.
cross is gone.
Yeah.
But I saw the cross, but they told me somebody got hit, and I didn't know who it was.
Well, I appreciate you mentioning that. We do need to slow down. We do have a lot of road construction going on right now. And we had a car, Councilman Nasbill pulled up behind me today. Guy tried to turn into a car line and he was in the ditch. So we had
The
to.
ditch?
He missed the turn, went to the ditch. And, the road was shut down for about 45 minutes till we got a wrecker out there. But when you see the construction zone, you see some, slow down. Don't be in such a hurry so we don't get somebody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
All right, Councilman Asbill,
Oh, man, I got one. No report.
Councilman Buddy,
All right, no report.
Councilman Chatelain.
Guys, I'm going to go ahead and say it, you know, as everybody gets up, talk about the election, I will be running for mayor, November 3rd. I'm prepared. I've sat on this council for 15 years. I'm ready to move this city forward. I've been heavily involved in this city for the last 20 years. I've served on, as the president of the Athletic Association for numerous years. If anybody has any questions or any concerns about what's going on in the city of Harahan, I want them to feel very comfortable to call me at 504-416-7807. I'm prepared to meet and talk to anyone about anything in Harahan. Thank you.
Councilman Johnston,
I have no report.
Councilman Riggs.
And I, as well, will be running for reelection for council. Thank you very much.
So I'll make mine brief. As you've seen today, my first Facebook post came out. My election isn't a year from now, but I will be running for Council District 2. I think we've done monumental things in this city. I think we've been a beacon of what a small town can be in Louisiana. And as we move forward from here to the end of the year, or the end of my election, I will start to get data out there, explaining all the things we've done and how we've done it. But I gotta tell you, I couldn't have done it without this team that I have today. This team is incredible, whether we have differences or not. The last council was incredible, this is incredible, and has certainly helped build me to be a better mayor, a better leader, and I'm certainly looking forward to helping this district when I become councilman in District 2. Madam Clerk?
Excuse me, I got one more thing. For anybody who wants to know me, qualifyings are gonna be August 5th, 6th, and 7th. There's plenty of open seats up here for anyone who wants to get involved. We're prepared to work with anyone. Thank you.
Madam Clerk?
One more thing, if you don't mind.
I guess I should have mentioned, I'm also running for reelection.
Chief is running for
If
re-election
the
too.
citizens want me back, I'm willing to come
I
back.
should mention too. I will not be seeking re-election. Even though I can run, I will not be seeking re-election. I've been serving the citizens of Harahan for 32 years. I can run again, but I will not seek re-election. And I've enjoyed the 32 years I've represented y'all since 1994, when I was first elected. And I've enjoyed my years serving y'all as your councilman and as your mayor and as your Jefferson Parish councilman. And I want to thank y'all for supporting me over the years. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
right, we have a motion by, we have a motion by Councilman Johnson, second by Councilman Chatelain to adjourn. All in favor?
Yeah.
We are adjourned.